system, but it's still highly resource constrained. Motshekga spoke during the release of the Teaching and Learning International Survey earlier in Pretoria. TALIS aims to provide valid, timely and comparable information to help countries review and define policies for developing a high-quality teaching profession.
Education practices are evolving with time, and teachers are facing challenges of providing quality education for learners that will enable them to be active citizens of the fourth industrial revolution. But teachers also still need training in areas of special need education, as well as information and communication technologies. But to hear more on that, I'm with Basic Education Minister Motshekga, who attended the Teaching and Learning International Survey. Minister, can you just tell us what's your take concerning the findings that have been made?
I think they are sober findings. They're not saying anything new or something out of this world which is unimplementable. The things they raise around violence in our schools, about ICTs, about special schools, it's things that we are aware of as shortcomings in our system. What is good, the report reconfirms them as things that we have to pay attention to. But it's also good that it really begin to indicate that some of our interventions are beginning to yield results around teacher support, teacher initiatives, and our collaboration with teacher unions to make sure that teachers are happy in their environment. But more important also, which I didn't expect, is that our teachers are just comfortable and are very positive around their work, about the classroom, about some of the soft challenges like your integration, social cohesion, diversity. They're quite comfortable. So it's really a very nice balanced report. It raises areas that we have to pay attention to, as you say, around bullying, around about reskilling teachers further to ensure that they have the skills relevant for the fourth industrial revolution. But to be confronting also around special needs education, that it's an area which we are only beginning to really push hard on. It's not an area that we are strong at, so we're doing all we can, and the report confirms the need to continue to work hard in that area.
It also emerged from the report that less time is spent on teaching in the classroom. Does the report give an indication as to how can the teachers help in that area?
No, the report, just because it's a really scientific report, the teachers themselves saying, of the report saying they're spending so many hours teaching or so many minutes. So what we have to do ourselves is to delve deep and say, what do they do with the other hours or other minutes? One of the factors that we, in discussing the report with the Secretary General of SADC, was that the administrative burden. I mean, if we have 45 learners, we have to be marking books. We have very difficult classrooms ourselves. There's issues of discipline that half the time we're maintaining law and order. But also we're still using archaic systems of really recording things manually. There's no... Because ICTs help actually to really minimize disruptions, also minimize delays in terms of manual delivery. So those are some of the things ourselves we have to go and investigate further. What I was happy about, there were lots of researchers that are here in the report which work with us. Professor Gravel from University of Johannesburg, he helps us a lot with his, she helps us a lot with her department in teacher development, but also with research. We have human science research which was here. So we work with institutions of higher learning. So with them we'll try to unpack and get an understanding to say what happens with the other minutes and what is that we need to do to intervene and make sure that we are able to get full usage of our time in the classroom.
The issue of lack of resources is another challenge. Where exactly are the challenges being experienced the most?
No, I always remind South Africans, we come from a very difficult history where there was huge neglect. I mean, this school is new, you can see where we're working from. So you are really working in a system where, as an education system, we don't only provide for the things that you only provide for education. You have to transport learners, which we have to feed them half the time they're uniforms. So there are many extra educational materials that you have to put in place in order for you to support your children.
Well, it's